see. I need this other light. I'll get this other light. Hang on, guys. Let's switch some things up today. All right, what's that plugged into? I have so many plugs. Let me get another plug. Hey guys, hang on just a second. I'm trying to. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna go dark for a minute, I think, because I'm going to re-plug in that one. Okay, hang on. I'm adding some other light. And so, let's see, let's go this way. I'm going to be rearranging my room and straightening my room and cleaning my room. Because, oh, that's going to be too bright. Let's try. Because my daughter from LA is going to be visiting. All right, now I got a glare right there. Let's see, where can I fix that? Going to be visiting in April, so I want to redo my room. Oh, hang on, guys. Now that's too bright. I can move that over a little. Let's put my diffuser. You can't adjust these things until you go live. You can't adjust them. Oh my gosh. Let's try that. Okay. There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's still a little off, but I'm readjusting everything. So it's like it was either this or not stream today. So I got it on a board, and oh, it's a mess today. Hi, Faithful Mass. Speaking of, Kenny. All right. No, Cat's got to go out. Come on. Got to go out. Okay. Oh, hectic. All right. Let's see. Nice walk. I said hi to Kenny. Joan. Angle? Or is that supposed to be Angel? Tabby. Gaga Toots. Arlene. I'm probably missing Louise. Hi, everybody. Okay. It's dark right here. Today, and yeah, now it's saying my connection is unstable. Are we okay? Tell me if we're fuzzy, guys. I got everything so moved around, there's no telling today. Are we fuzzy or are we okay? Hi, Ian, are we fuzzy or are we all right? I was saying I'm moving things around today. The lights are all different, the computer's in a different spot. And then over the weekend, I tried to record that whole video, and I did it 3 times, and it was fuzzy every time, and I don't know why. So I called the cable company. Everything seemed fine, but I said, look, just up my speed again, just to make sure. So I upped the speed again. Yeah, because I have my lights all different. And I don't know what if I put them too direct, then it makes it fuzzy. I mean, it makes it so. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to try to redo my room before my daughter comes to visit in April. And so I don't know what I'm going to do in the meantime. I'm trying to fix things up. But it takes time. I can't do it in a week or even 2 weeks. So that means when I'm trying to organize and redo my room, my stream things are, in discombobulation. So it's like a catch-22. So hi, Priscilla. Hi, Picola. Kathy. Hi, Janet. I was just saying, Janet, that I'm going to try to get my room done before Annie's coming to visit the first week of April. Well, I think it's a week and a half into April. So they're coming to visit for a few days in April. So I want to try to get this room done before then. But to do that, it's really hard to do it like in between stream times. So to try to stream, even if I start like on a Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and stream Monday, that just doesn't give me enough time to redo a room. So it's kind of, I don't know if I'm going to move into, yeah, I did too. So I don't know if I'm going to move downstairs to stream and just take my projects down there while I'm redoing, because I can't do both in here, not in this room. I mean, I can't redo it and stream in this room. It's going to take me longer than 4 days to do this room. So I got my juice. I got my hot coffee. I got a few projects, a new book to talk about. And again, it's really dark right here again. I've got a direct light on here, and it's still a little dark. So it's a little all over the place today. Just saying. We're a little I'm streaming on a board. Thanks, guys. And hopefully we'll have a decent quality. Like I said, I called the cable company. I upped the speed. I don't know, what the deal was on that. Record that on Friday, I think. It was on Friday that I recorded that Hot by Michael's haul. And I did it 3 times. And I would have just taken it down completely, except for the fact to see that sale while it lasted. Because I think it ended Saturday, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure. And I wanted y'all to know about it before it ended. And so, yeah, it was kind of a hot mess stream. Or, well, it wasn't a stream, it was just a recording. So, anyway, let's see. Who else am I missing? Function Light, Susan. So I did get this one book. It was another Tuesday morning. I don't remember if I got much of anything at Tuesday morning, but I did get this one. I don't think I've shown it. So it was $3.99. One of their $3.99 books. So I got that, and then I did get a comment. Somebody asked me if I'd show this one a little more. Okay, this light is really going to bug me. It's so dark right there. Sorry, guys. I got to deal with it just like y'all. So they asked if I would show this. Let me see if I can let me turn up the light manually. That might help some. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's a little better. Okay. Somebody asked if I would show this book again, the one I got at Tuesday morning last week. I know, Janet. I know. You want to come visit me and help? Hi, G. It's a big undertaking. I need new shelves in here. I don't have enough shelves. I'm going to have to get rid of so much stuff and just reorganize. And I want to try to get it done by April, the first week of April. So we'll see how that goes. Hi, Tanya, Ro. I know I'm missing people. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. So yeah, so I got some watercolor, some hands. I might do a little sketching, a little drawing. I don't know yet, because like I said, this is like almost like an impromptu today. Oh, yeah, that's true, Janet. We wouldn't get anything done. We wouldn't. We would get nothing done. We wouldn't. Hi, Journey. Let's see. Yeah, yes, a craft artist is running out of space, Ian. So anyway, guys. So I am going to, well, if you're joining us for the first time and or watching the recording, I always spend a little bit of time first thing saying good morning to everybody. And let's see, that makes me a little pale there. It's not adjusting now, so I don't know. We'll see. I have had to move everything around. So let's see. Holly. So, yeah, let me go ahead and show this real quick while I'm just sitting here chatting with you. This is, I got this at Tuesday morning. I got this one at Tuesday morning, and someone asked in a comment if I would show a little more. Draw anything with felt tip pens and markers. So I thought I'll do a little flip of this. Let me move some of it out of the way. Let me move some of this. A little glare there, but I think we're good. Some ink pens. So how's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Happy Monday, Teresa. Sean. Who else am I missing? Lovely Mayla. Oh, yeah. So was your birthday yesterday, Holly? Happy Max. Yeah, mine always falls close to the Super Bowl, so I'll be going up next Sunday to visit Denise and them. My birthday's the next week, so I'll go visit them on Sunday, I think, and that means a stop at the bookstore too. Okay, Janet. Okay, hug your little cat. I know how old she is. So, anything else going on, guys? Hope everybody had a good weekend. My cats, I had to lock them out because they wanted right today. And I'm on a board. This is just a board with my paper on, and you can see it right here. See the clips on the board? It's one of those art drawing boards. So yeah, I put that so I could be close to the computer. So we'll see how it goes today. Hi, Barbara. So this book is one of the ones I think it was $3.99 as well. Yeah, $3.99 at Tuesday morning. And somebody asked if they could see a little bit more of it. So I thought I would show this again. Hi, Gina. I'm a long-time lurker. Oh, well, good. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody will make you feel welcome. Everybody here is real friendly. So, yeah. Coloring. Okay. I know I've got to organize all my color books. Oh, I don't even want to think about it this morning. It's so much work to redo this room. So, hi, Tammy. Hi, Debbie the Doodler. Hey, Scoobs. So, yeah, I wish I could get Janet here to help me reorganize, but like she said, we wouldn't get anything done. Would we? Oh my gosh. So Janet's cuddling her cat who never wants any love except maybe once a week or something. So let her. Oh, she had enough of you. I was going to say you got to let her have her time. Hi, Suze. Let's see, Kathy, Tammy. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up too. I appreciate it. That helps with the channel when you give a thumbs up. Well, actually, thumbs up or thumbs down, it counts as a view. Doesn't matter. So, so let me go ahead while I'm watching the chat a little bit to try to flip through this book and just give it a little flip. It's Holly Wales. Draw anything with felt tip pens and markers. Let me move this one because it's got a glare on it. And let's see, I think I can zoom in one. Let's see here. Give it a little bit closer. Hopefully that'll, well, maybe even one more. It's still a little far away. I have my camera arm propped up in a weird angle. So anyway, it's all about using markers and felt tip pens. And tips and tricks. Let's see. Let's read one. The best advice I've ever been given is not to be too critical of a drawing while you're making it. Leave all the analysis for the end and then use it to get started on something else. It's a good formula for making pictures. So in other words, don't judge your sketches. Give yourself a break on the sketches. And test your pens. Of course, test your pens on every paper because every paper is going to be different. This is a good opportunity to see what colors will layer. So just talking about which colors, just by testing them and layering them, you can see what goes on top, what'll show through, what'll turn to mud, what colors will change. So test your pens. Did I say how you put cola? I think you had pegboards put up. Oh, awesome. Yeah, mine, I have more, I need more shelves because I have more books than anything. So I need more shelves. I have one table in the corner with my portfolios under it. So if I put two shelves where that table is, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my portfolios. So it's tricky business, as Paula would say. So it's tricky business. Color wheels, blending colors, and that's all going to depend on the kind of markers you use as well. Depend on the kind of markers. Oh yeah, yeah. That word made you be paused for a minute. Yeah, but I hear you. Tammy, I hear you. Hi, Hottie. Who else? Gina. I said hi to Gina. Ian said, "Don't judge my sketches. I like count." Not sure what that means, Ian. Oh, so here, basic textures. So if you want to do different, maybe we could do a play. Let's see. Where's a sketch pad here? Let me get a sketch pad. So we could do a little testing here. Let's move my ink. Now, let me do a couple different tests. Y'all know one of my favorites is just the Crayola Super Tips. This is let me get a color that'll show up, purple or blue. I like them because you can wet them down. Here, let me get a little palette thing. You can use them as watercolor. So you can wet them down and then get a water brush. Where's my water brush? And pick it up and use it as watercolor. So I really like the Crayola Super Tips for just sketching, quick sketches, a quick little wash of something. They're just so easy. They're so inexpensive. Are you doing it? Yeah, I am, Susan, in the room by myself. And hi, by the way, Denise. I mean, I'd love for Denise to come help me, but she doesn't have time. She just doesn't with the real estate and everything. And she works every weekend. She gets no weekends off. Her days off are Monday and Tuesday. And of course, the kids are in school and work themselves on those days. So it's just really hard to get everybody together and get her down here. Hi, Shauna. Who else is here? Hi, Mama 4. So somebody requested that I show this book a little more in depth, drawing anything with felt tip pens and markers. And like I said earlier, I'm in the process of redoing this room. So I moved some things around, the tables, the lights, everything is all in different places. Hopefully we're going to have a decent connection throughout the day. And hi, Jersey. Or I might have to stream downstairs while I'm redoing the room. And that means like taking whatever supplies I need that day downstairs. And y'all know me, I'm on rabbit trails all the time. So I'm always going for a different supply. But if I have to move downstairs somewhere to stream while I'm redoing this room, then I'm going to be more, sorry, can't do a rabbit trail today kind of thing. Because it'll be upstairs. I'm not running up and down the stairs more than I already do. So we'll see how it goes. One bit at a time. I can't do it one bit at a time though, Ian. That's just it. It all has to be rearranged and I tried that. Let's put it that way. I tried that. I tried like going through my stamp bins and then going through, but everything is stacked in shelving units, and all these shelving units need to be moved around. And almost all of them have, are full of journals, books. So that means taking out all the books, all the journals, just to move a shelf, even 1 inch. You can't move any of these shelves without completely taking everything off. So it's like you can't really do it partially. It all needs to be done at once. You could do a couple episodes of a special effects book. Of a special effects book? I'm not sure what you mean, Pacola. A special effects book. Are you talking about a certain book or something? I'm not sure. I put my art room in my living room just to organize. Yeah, see, my living room is downstairs. My art room is upstairs. So what I'd have to do is put everything into the guest room to redo this room back in a little at a time, what I want to keep in here. So, that's right. Out of the Helen Elliston. Thank you. The special effects book. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about, Pacola. Yeah, the color pencil, Helen Elliston, two different authors, special effects books. Yeah. Okay. That's true. I could do that. Take my pencils down there. Take my pencils and just do some special effects videos. That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down, actually. Where's my Post-its? I don't even know where my Post-it notes are. Oh, my gosh. Here's a little one. Okay. Color pencil. Special effects. That's a good idea, Pacola. I like that idea. It's easy. It's easy to move to some pencils downstairs, right? So, yeah, that's good. I like that. So, hi, Dr. Phibbs. Who else? I know I'm missing people. So, again, looking at anything with felt tip pens and markers. So, you can practice and kind of, and you can make little squares to do different shapes and things and see what it looks like when it's filled up, and you could do more than one color. I'm just kind of just giving y'all some little sample things here out of the book because somebody requested in comments. They wanted to say, and I try to honor comments. If someone leaves me a comment, I really make an effort to address their comment. Let's see. Arlene, Tanya, Lisa. So hopefully it's not too dark. I did lighten it up some so we can have, coloring park. Okay. So, you can do dots, dashes, and then this one has just like almost like confetti. But it's just when you take your markers and if you do just, make a whole sheet like this of squares. Fill a sketchbook page with a whole sheet of squares, and you could do different colors too. I just grabbed the purple because I wanted it to show up on camera, but you could fill up a whole a sketchbook page with some squares and test out different things. Like this one's plaid and they did 2 different colors, but I'm just going to show you, so you could fill up, this one just has marks. And do some practicing. And then you want to do this with all your different types of felt tip as well. Get it, color it in kind of a dry brush look, different kind of shapes. And this, just even doing this kind of thing, guys, this is like doodling and stuff like that. It really helps you to get to know your materials. It really does. Okay, so let's just keep moving here. You'll soon find your own ways of making marks. And again, here's a big page of just different ones with different colors, and try out all different colors. And again, I'm just using the Crayola Super Tips. And one of the nice things about the Super Tips, you can get thin lines, you can get a medium line, and you can get a thick line. You can actually even get a thicker line. And what I like about these is you can do brush lettering. And it does take a little bit of practice on holding it and doing the thick and thin. So it's thin up, thick down, thin up, thick down. And you always want to take your time when you're doing brush lettering. But it is one of the things that you can use to do it. And these pens are so inexpensive. They're so inexpensive to use. All right, so let's see here. Black and white patterns. Of course, you can use Sharpies. Just know that Sharpies go through. I don't know exactly which. I don't know that she states which pen is using on which project here, but just so you know that test it before to make sure it's not going through. Especially if if you have thin paper. A lot of times I'll sketch on just copy paper, and and it's really thin, but it's cheap, and you can get a lot of practice with it. So here's geometric patterns and just practicing coloring different shapes, more geometric patterns. This is all good for borders, doodles, fillers and stuff. Like if you're doing the comp book 2020, which I am working on, by the way. I've done a few more things in it. Graph paper pattern. So this is a sheet of graph paper filled in the squares, kind of like you would a cross stitch. Hi, Artful. Hand-drawn numbers. Ultimate Doodler. Can y'all see okay? Are we light enough? Do I need to lighten it even more? Tell me so I know, because, oh my gosh. Hopefully we're not going to get fuzzy today. I don't know what happened on that Friday video. So when I tried to show y'all the Michael's haul, but hopefully y'all saw enough of it to see what was on sale. And by the way, go back and get one more stamp set. I'll show that in a minute. So I thought we'd maybe do a little stamp test too on some of the stamps that I got. I'm just trying to stay within this little perimeter right here. I'm on this drawing board. It's like half on the table. You should see. It's a balancing act. It's a real balancing act today. So I love this page. Look at this. If you just took out some, 4 or 5 different colors and just try to fill a whole sheet like this, even if you just copied this sheet to start with, copy everything that you see here with just some Crayola super tips and just see what it feels like to do these things. Or, this one right here, that looks like a flare, a felt tip flare. It looks a little drier, and let's see. Then here's drawing some cats and dogs, and essentially what they're doing is kind of doing a silhouette like this. They're just filling in a silhouette like this, there's tons of silhouettes out there, free silhouettes if you want to practice this. And so they just have a solid silhouette, and then they went on top of it with black to make the Dalmatian spots. Doesn't have to be blue. It can be any color, So just so that you can see the different options. Yeah, it is a cool book jersey. Hair and fur. How to draw figures. And I even thought about today trying to maybe do some faces on envelopes for, just call out, faces. Not you guys, just like fashion faces, just some faces on envelopes. Because it has to be tight. It has to be right here. I don't have a lot of space. So anyway, more fashion illustration. More fashion is a tip. Let's see what the tip is. When you're drawing fashion illustrations, the emphasis is on the clothes. So you can just draw hair as a block, leaving a couple of highlights in the blocked out area to mimic reflections. So they just give these little tips throughout. Yeah, it is. It is a cool book. Accessories, birds. And again, you could just draw a shape of a bird. Let's see, let's turn this. Let's just go on the back here. Just draw a shape of a bird. And, you know, just to test. A lot of this, you know, you want to practice. You want to test your markers and see what they'll do, you know. So if you have like a bird like this, maybe this tail could be a little longer. And then if you colored it all in, I should have done a lighter color so that you could see. I'll use black on top so it'll show. And let's make it a little more solid. And let's see, let me find a Sharpie here. Or a black. What do you call it? Anything, doesn't really matter. Let's see, a brush pen. Well, let's just get a Frilly Touch. Okay, so then I can do like a, and you can do feathers. Hope that's showing up. I should have done a lighter color. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Colleen. We're just playing today because, like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to redo my art space, and before Annie comes to visit in April. So anyway, you can see, and you can do these thicker so they show up better if you're just playing here. And then then you can take another color. Let's just take red here. Well, let's take this light blue. And then go around. There's just so much things you can play with inexpensive materials. You know, just some inexpensive markers. Color me stress free. Hi, can't stop and stay. Little miss sort out, but wanted to say hi. Thanks for answering. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so anyway, all different kinds of birds, obviously. Flowers. Let's see what some of the tips say. When you're drawing flowers and plants, you can scribble quickly and make interesting textures to represent petals, stalks, seeds, and other attributes. Just reading a couple of tips. Floral patterns, design your own tote bag, hand lettering alphabets, felt tip resist, and I'm not sure what they're using here for that. Resist is something, maybe, I don't know if they're using a wax. Let's see. Here's a simple, cheap version. Felt tip design, a really bright geometry. It can be a size. Okay, I see what they're saying. They're just blacking out. You remember when you color a whole background with color crayons and then go over parts of it with black? Of course, then we could scrape it out because it was waxy and you could scrape off the wax. Well, in this case, they're just going over it with black marker and leaving some of the background showing. Decorate your own sneakers, colored paper. So you're doing your actual work on top of color papers. The tip here, you will find that a white chalk marker pen is particularly useful. Like, I guess they mean like maybe a Posca, or I know there's actual chalk pens as well. And so you can use that to do your silhouettes with. Here is cut and paste. Of course, you know we love our collage around here. Fish. Isn't it fun looking at this, though? You never did that when you were a kid, Colleen? With the black Crayolas? How to draw scales. Felt tip portraits. Buildings. Trees. Magic patterns. I think, again, that's like making a pattern on top of a pattern. Kaleidoscope patterns. Isn't it a cool book, guys? Rubber stamps. And you can use these with stamps too. And I do want to, Colleen, I said earlier, I went back and got one more of these stamp sets. I went back and got, which one was it? Which is the one I got? Hang on. This one. I went back to get this one, Colleen. The one with the bicycle and the truck. So what I'm going to do is my plan for these guys. Y'all know I don't keep things in packaging. So I'm going, let's just start with this one. Well, wait, let's wait a minute. Let's finish this book. Let's finish this book. Oh, okay. I was doing that thing. Oh, okay. Geometric borders, circles. And that when you overlap, you're going to have different colors. You know, it's going to have a different color when you overlap two colors. Of course, I didn't wait for it to dry, so now I'm smearing it. But animals, negative space, one day at the museum, decorate your own sunglasses, thick and thin pens. So probably some different like flares and Sharpies and different ones. Leaves, ideas. Let's see what this idea is. I've drawn my leaves in fairly realistic colors, but how might they look if you made the colors more unconventional? You can also add multicolor patterns on your leaves and even cut out some pattern leaves and use the same technique as the magic pattern butterflies on page 78. Hi, Debbie Zeely. Hi, Zeely. How you doing? Yeah, rabbit trail eject button press. Oh, I got to write that down, Ian. Rabbit trail eject button. Good one, Ian. I'll put that in the wingnut book. Okay, that's good one, Ian. Hi, Desert Nana, Mary Beth. Let's see, who else? Darla. I know I'm missing people coming in. So again, if you're just coming in, I'm kind of re-showing this Draw Anything with Felt Tip pens because somebody requested to see. And my lighting's a little off. Everything's a little off because I'm rearranging my room and a little bitty square here. So like I said, I'm probably going to have to stream downstairs while I redo this room because I can't stream in here while it's going on. Doodle characters, illuminated letters, which I did lots of this when I did calligraphy back in the day, not with markers, but with ink and gold leaf. Sweet treat gift tags, background papers. Let's see. Art materials, little flap here with little. So it's I just love the little book. It's so cute. I got it for $3.99 at Tuesday morning. So, all right, so before we go on to show this other Tuesday morning book, Colleen, and I did pull out my, what is it called again, Janet? This one that we bought. Janet and I both bought this, although I changed the inserts out. I took out the cream color graph paper inserts. I think they're graph paper. Well, anyway, they're cream color. I took the cream color out and swapped out different papers out of it. But Navi, yeah. I think Janet got the red one. I got the orange one. So real quick with the stamps here. So let's go ahead and open them up because I want to show you a couple things. I will leave them on the back, but I won't keep them I won't keep the packaging. I won't keep this plastic because I won't use my stuff if I keep it all packaged up. But they come on a plastic backing, right? So I'll take it out of the plastic sleeves. And I want to show you what to do with your acrylic stamps. What do you use the orange journal for? Colleen, I swapped it out. So I had some other things I was doing in it. So I think I'm going to do some collage and some just art journaling in it because it's a different size. But I didn't like the cream paper. So I swapped it out. We'll see if we have time for it. If we get time. All right. So now, put these back in there. That's my travel. I my markers I have this bag just for moving around the house, but I have more in my marker bin, over there. I did straighten out my pens. Where's Janet? These are the pens and pencils that I use all the time. I keep this one here. This, if I need to pick up a couple to take with me, like my graph gear or just something to sketch with, I can put it in here, wrap it around the journal, whatever journal I'm using. So these are the ones I was using the most recently. But look, Janet, I got a new tray just so y'all can have a comparison. This is one of my silverware trays that I keep my pencils in. I have 2 trays for my color pencil, for my Prismacolor. I also have a set in a case, but these are the ones that I keep on the desk all the time. Hi, Pamela. So I have this one, and I have another one with skin tones and neutrals. Just so you can see a size comparison, this is your average silverware drawer. Look, you can see it's like twice the size. So I got this other. This silverware drawer is made for like big spoons and spatulas and stuff like that. Oh yes, I definitely recommend the graph gear, and you can get it in different sizes. I don't think it comes in 3. It's a 5, 7, 9, and 11. Maybe a 3. I have a 7. Janet's favorite is a 5. My favorite is a 7. So anyway, I put them in this, and there's not a divider here. This is just one big tray. This is one big tray. This is one big tray. So these are my pens and pencils that are my most used. Other than, I don't really use these Colorace, but I just didn't have a place to put the Colorace. And I've got my ink cartridges and my refills and stuff like that here. So anyway, this now can sit on my desk rather than having them in things like this where I have to dig through, which is okay too. I've done that many times. Now it can sit on my desk once my room is organized. Yeah, for your kitchen drawers. Yeah, they're made for your kitchen. I got it at Tuesday morning. This one is made for, your big utensils. But I didn't want 2 separate ones again like I have for my pencils. I didn't need 2 more on my desk. I had one nice big pen tray. So I have that now once my room gets organized. Okay, so, back to the stamps. Back to the stamps. So what I want to do, let's move this. I want to show you, and let's do this truck because I want to show you. So what you want to do when you get new acrylic stamps, now the color that you see here, this may be obvious to some people, but if you don't do stamping, it may not be obvious to you that they're not colors. There's clear acrylic stamps. And so what you want to do is you take it off the thing here. See how it's printed? See it. So you can see they're clear, right? Now, the best way to do these is put them on a block. I have some different sizes. Let me see. I didn't pull those out because I usually just stamp by hand. But let's see if I can find a couple acrylic blocks. Where did I put them? Where are my blocks? Okay, I'm not sure where they are right now. They're up on everything is disorganized right now. But what you want to do when you first get a new acrylic stamp is you want to take, and I know different people say different things. This is what works for me. If you hear other people saying to do other things with it, you can try different things. This is what I do. Yes, jet pens for sure, Elaine. A lot of that is jet pens for sure. Do the trays fit on your table or on the, no, they go on the table. I can't work off the floor, Colleen. Even if I use a collage bin, I have to put the bin up on the table. I can't work off the floor. It would kill my back. I have to have it up on the table. So yeah, I have multiple tables in here. I have 4 tables at the moment, and they're in front of shelves. You know, those 6-foot white shelves that you build. The tables are in front of those shelves. That's why when you hear me going, I'm going under the table, because I'm going under the table to get to the bookshelves, to get to the stuff on the bookshelves. Oh, thank you, Marion. Thanks for getting up early to be here. Hi, Miranda. So take a white eraser, white plastic eraser. I love these are one of my favorite erasers, the tri-tip. I love these, but whatever kind. I also have the ones on the pencils because I don't use the red rubber. Whoops. I pulled it off. I don't use the red erasers. I use only the white ones. Let's see if I can shove that back on. I just use the white ones because it won't make a mark. It won't make a mark on your paper when you're erasing. So anyway, take that, and on the side that you're going to stamp on, you just want to kind of rub over the acrylic to get the, like, I don't want to say, I don't know, it's not a finish, but whatever, the coating. And you don't have to do it really that much. You just want to get the coating off. It only takes a second. Then you can take a baby wipe and get the rubbings off if any of it came off. Let me get one. And let me get a stamp pad of a color here. Hang on. Let me get a couple stamp colors other than my stays on. Let's see here. Oh, there's one of my blocks. Uh-oh, I want one of my stamps. Okay. Sorry, I bumped into the thing here. All right, so it was in my box with my one of my distress oxides. So you want to just kind of flick off any eraser bits and then dry it off or make sure it's dry. All right, so let's just go ahead and stick it on the block there. All right, so I'm going to start with just the distress oxides because I just pulled a color. And another good thing before you do your project, you want to do a couple tests just to get the stamp going, you know, just to get it working well. And just like I used to tell Rach 00, what was it, 003? Rach 007. She was a stamping queen. And I am not a stamping queen, but anyway, so then you can, and then this is a very detailed one. And then you can always stamp off multiple, like if you want to get lighter and lighter, you can do that too. If you want to do like a full background of stamps. So let's do one more. And this one's got nice thin lines and details on it. So you can see. Maybe you can see it a little better. It's a very cute stamp. So this is one of those that were in the Hot Buy set. This Hot Buy set. Now, you know, once I take them all out of their connector and sleeve, I won't know which set is which. I don't care. But yeah, I don't keep track of packaging or brands or anything like that anymore. Okay, so a couple things. So I'm going to show you this now. And I know some people go, oh, no, don't do that. All right, so I've cleaned off that. And I'll just dry it on my work clothes here. The other thing that you can use if you like black permanent is stays on. Now, I will say this. Any kind of permanent stamp pad like stays on is going to stain your stamp. So if you like your stamps perfectly clear when you're done, Do not use StazOn. And also StazOn is supposedly bad for acrylic stamps. I don't worry about it. Anyway. So let's go ahead, and I think this is my most juicy StazOn pad. And when I'm putting it down on here, I'm kind of doing a little twist. I'm kind of pushing and twisting just slightly, just to get a solid, bit on there, solid amount. Okay, so you can see the black. So see how it stains it. Now you can get some of it off. And maybe while it's still wet, I can get some of it off. But see how it stained it? You can see it now. You can see how the stamp is stained. It's not clear. So just be aware, if you use StazOn or any permanent ink, it will stain the stamp, permanently stain it. Which, to me, I don't mind, because then I can see it easier. I can see this a lot easier than, let me take the bicycle out here. I can see that easier in my stash than that. Say once they have a little bit of ink on. And now the thing about that is, guys, let me say this. That won't affect the staining your stamp is not going to change the color when you go to use, say, like a distress. The black is off of there. I mean, it's not going to affect this. When you use another color, yeah, exactly, Colleen. It's not gonna hurt your stamping. It's not gonna change the color when you go to use this, as long as that's dry. As long as your StazOn is dry. If your StazOn's still wet, you go to do that, of course, But just the staining itself is not going to affect the color. I could go use yellow with this now. It's not going to matter, because the stamp itself is just stained. It's not. The ink is not transferring over. Okay, so again, I'm going to take my eraser. You do want to do this with them all. Otherwise, your stamps are not going to be. They'll be flecky looking, like little. They'll look not flat. So it's worth it just to take the time. You don't have to take each one off. You can take the whole sheet like this, and while it's still on the sheet, go over everything. And it's probably easier while they're stuck on the sheet, and just go over everything on that sheet. You don't have to do a lot. You're just essentially taking the film off. You're not going to see anything except maybe a little bit of flecking off of your eraser, and then just kind of brush off any flecks. And that just helps the ink will grip now. And different ones are different. Some have more film on them than others. So, you might get some that you don't even need to do that to, but you might as well go ahead and do it, just to make sure that you are going to have a good stamping experience. All right, so let's go ahead and do, let's put this on here. Let's do the, and I take my time and try to, sometimes we're always in a hurry, but, stamp and kind of just I'm barely twisting it there. And another thing too is give it a second to sink into the paper. But if you really want a perfectly stamped image, I'm on a few sheets of paper here, so that's good. But you don't want to do it so much on like wood. Whoops, sorry. Because that's going to make it, let me try to get my stamp pad in here. This is my old Rubber Stampede stamp pad, and it's heavy foam. Now, you can also use that kid foam, that foam, that thinner foam. The kid foam you get at Michael's, you know what I'm talking about, those sheets of thin kid foam. You can use that too, just to put under whatever you're stamping on. Give it a little cushion, because that little bit of cushion will make all the little edges grip. Let me go ahead and see if it makes a difference between this pad and this. So let me go ahead and put this on here. So I put that, and so it's got a little more cushion now, right? So now when I push on it, it might even have a better image. Nah, it's about the same because there's already cushion there with about 5 sheets of paper. But you kind of want to have a little bit of a cushion to do that too. All right, so now I'll go ahead and clean this off because the Distress Oxides do wash off. But a lot of people want permanent, like here's my hand-carved owl. They want permanent ink so that they can paint over it, right? Let's take the plastic off. So that they can paint over the stamped image or, add any kind of water markers or whatever. And you want a permanent ink if you're going to add something over the top. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Painty Girl. I know I'm probably missing people. Marion, Pamela, Shelley. So there's my little hand-carved owl. And again, stays on as permanent once it's dry. We got to let it dry. Whereas Oxides, I don't know up on how much you can move those because that would be in, what do you call it, Eileen's. I'm going to put a little water in this little thing here. Just get a little water on here. Let's just see. Yeah, see the Oxides are going to want to move. But if you want to just do some, a little bit of, just so you can kind of see. All right, so let's see what else did I want to talk about or show, because again, guys, if you're just joining me, I'm in a little space today because I'm redoing things. Hopefully my connection's good. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the lighting's okay. Dodie baby. Okay, so I'm going to put these back on. They'll just stick back on the plastic here, and then this is how I'll store them. I'll just stack them all up top of each other, but they're going to be stored like this. They're not going to go back in the sleeve. The cover sheet will come off. But keep a couple of these. I'll show you why to keep a couple of these. Let me take the other ones off. I'll show you why to keep a couple of these. And that is, you can take, like I'm doing here with the markers. Let me get one again. Putting the markers in here in a little porcelain tray and picking it up with the water brush like this, right? Is there any water in there? Oh yeah, there is. And using the markers as a watercolor. You can also do that on a piece of plastic. See, just put it on a piece. It's the same exact thing. So you can pick it up off of there. Okay. So keep a couple of these sheets of plastic handy. And also, and this has been around for a while, I've seen it again recently, but you can take, for a cool effect, you can take and put some marker down. Let's put a couple colors. Let's put a purple and maybe, I don't know, lime green. Okay. And you can do a little faux mini smack and drag. So you got your colors on this little plastic, and you can just put a little water on there. Okay, just a little. And you can do a smack and drag. You can do a smack and drag with the plastic. It's very light right now because I have my camera settings kind of light because it was too dark in here. But I think you get the idea. Let's turn it down just a little. Not too dark, but you can do a little faux smack and drag with just a piece of the plastic. Just put it on there. Let me do it maybe a little darker color so you can, or a little bit more so you can see it a little better. So let's dry that off. Let's see. Let's do you really need it dry. You really need it dry to start with so you get the most. If it's wet and you do this, you're not going to get a lot sticking to it. Okay, or let's do it with some watercolors here, just straight on watercolor. Let's see. Let's do the purple. And I haven't wet these down yet, so they're not activated very well. But let's put some watercolor down. Okay, so now we have the watercolor and we have the marker. Let me clean my little brush. And you can put just a couple drops, of water. And you can do a smack and a drag. Maybe that one needs a little more water. Okay, smack and drag. And you can just twist it and turn it, and you can get all kinds of, background stuff. I was going to say background crap, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So you can use a piece of plastic for that. I remember, and I looked her up, and I know some of y'all, do y'all remember Jelly Bean? She used to do this all the time. Jelly Bean used to be, I think she started streaming when she was 12 or 13. She's the same age as Cameron. Maybe she was 1 year older than Cameron. So at the time, she was either 12 or 13 when she started streaming 10 years ago. She was streaming in 2010 when we were all streaming on Ustream. And I went back to, and I know she's moved, but her blogs, she had 3 or 4 blogs, and they're still up. There's, of course, nothing new on them in 10 years. But I just thought of her the other day, and I just went to look at her blogs just to see if they were still up. And, last I heard, they'd moved to another state, and she was going to college. And so, but I did think of her. I don't know if anybody else has thought of, you never thought of that, Elaine? Okay. Yeah, it's been around. That technique's been around for a long time. I didn't invent it. It's just that I've seen it coming up again recently. And again, the first person I saw ever do that was Jelly Bean. Do y'all remember Jelly Bean? You do? You remember? Okay. So anyway, so those are the stamps. And then again, keep a couple. You don't need more than a couple, because you can wash them off every time. So you don't need more than just a couple of them. But they come on top of the stamps. The stamps there's a plastic on the back, then you have your stamps, and then they usually come with a sleeve, like a plastic piece on top. Well, I don't keep those on top. A lot of people do keep them on top. They just want to keep their stamps really like in pristine order or whatever. That ain't happening here. So, so I'm going to go ahead and just take these all apart real quick, and we'll just chat while I do that. So these are all the different hot buys that I got. The hot buys that I got. Now this first one, you want to be careful because it's like right there on the edge of the stamp. The others are a little bit more, down. You've got a little more plastic to work into. But these are the Craft Smart Michael's brand, and they're the hot buys. And me and Colleen, and I don't know who else, went and got a bunch of them over the weekend. And that was what my video was about, guys, that I did on Friday, even though it was a crap video. And I don't know why. Hopefully today it's not going to be an issue. But it was just real blurry, and I don't know exactly what happened. So I told the girls earlier when I first got here, I don't know if it's my cable. I don't know if it's moving things around the room, what happened. But I did call my cable company. I upped the speed another whatever neck up. And so hopefully we won't have any issues today. My next option is, I won't get into all that next. All right, so again, so you see the plastic, there's a plastic sleeve on the back, so keep a couple of those. And, let's see, maybe I should put it on. Let me get another clean sheet here so that you can see them. Again, they're clear stamps. They're clear stamps, but they're printed. They have a print on the plastic so you can see what they are. Okay. All right. Got any questions or anything? Put it in caps. Thanks, guys, for all the thumbs up. So anyway, all the hot buys at Michael's, which these stamps, I believe they're regularly $19.99, as are the sticker packs and the paper pad packs that are called hot buy. They were all, they're normally $19.99, and they were all on sale for $5. Plus, over the weekend, there was a 20% off your total purchase. So all this whole pack right here, these 4 sheets, normally $20, were on sale, $5 with a hot buy sticker on them. But with the 20% off coupon, me and Colleen got them for $3.99. And I don't know who else did as well. So anyway, I'm going to take them all, take everything out, take off the extra plastic. I'm just going to be stacking all of them up. So in this set, maybe I can just show you the sets. The sets actually match. They match paper packs, the hot buy paper packs. So let's see if I can just kind of show you. This one has the days of the week, little notes, grids. This one I think is the office one. I'm not sure. I think that's the office one. Oh, you're welcome, Amy. I'm glad you got it. You're talking about your name. Yeah, when I did the names. I was thinking about doing some like drawing faces on envelopes today because again, I'm right here today. So there's that set with this set. So they're all going to end up getting stacked up. So yeah, I got 5 sets, I think, all total. So I'll show them all to you because this is the last time you're going to see them in their packaging because I'm going to depackage all of them. This one was the wild animal ones. There, I did get the paper stack that went with this one as well. And so I'm just going to, take them all apart because if I leave things in packaging, it doesn't get used. Doesn't get used. Those 2 packs would be fun to use in your book. Yeah, they're tiny. They're made for bullet journaling, art journaling, of course, just stamping in general. They're made for that as well. But they're usually kind of tiny. This goes in the trash. And then I take off the extra sheet of plastic. So there's that one. There's 4 in each one. In each uh-oh, I pulled one off here. This one goes on something. Goes on one of these. I pulled one of these off when I pulled the plastic off. I don't know. I don't really care which one it goes on. If I can find a place to put it back on, it doesn't matter. It's just a little flourish. I'll just stick it right there. So when you're pulling the plastic off, be careful that you don't pull it off on the plastic and throw one away. Okay, so there's those 2. Hi, Clara. Get rid of all the excess papers. And see, that's the hot buy sticker. Plastic off the back. Make sure I didn't pull anything off. And I'll show you this set. Let's turn it over so you can see it. So there's this set, which has animal prints, little animals, borders, big tiger there. I really like that tiger. And then an alphabet. So again, stacking these up. Yeah, it's a cute set. All right, then this set here, there's no name on them. I think they're just, they're actually names of them are the same as the paper stacks. I think this one's a party. This is a party one. Colleen, how do you store these? Do you have them in a bin? How do you store your acrylic stamps that are in sets like these, Colleen? Colleen says she loves this set. Well, you got this set, didn't you, Colleen? Did you get all the same sets I did? So again, taking the plastic off, making sure I don't pull off a stamp. And Colleen did I don't remember if it was on your channel or Kathy's channel. She also did a haul of hers, the one she got. I'm waiting to see what she says, how she stores. How does she store hers? Mine just go in bins. Mine go in either boxes with the flip lids or the plastic bins. just stacked up on each other. Baskets on their side to flip through. Okay, that's a good idea. Most of mine don't end up staying very much on these because I'll use one. After I use it, you know, they'll end up just not being. Now this one's kind of sticking. I don't know why. Maybe there's just more of that film on this one. And so that's, again, you want to make sure and take your rubber eraser, your white eraser, to the back of each one and get off any excess. Let me kind of get them all to fit on here again so you can see them. See the whole set. Okay, then the last one I got. So see, Colleen, they're just all stacked up like this. But a basket where you can flip through them, that's a good idea. I do have, well, I have a one bin of stamps where I put, what I ended up doing is kind of just like how they're on here. When I unmounted my hundreds of wood mounted stamps, you know, the ones that are on wood, to unmount those, all you have to do is put it in the microwave for about, test your microwave. I don't want you to go and get, you know, an industrial microwave and put it in there for 5 seconds and your rubber stamp be ruined. You know, mine's just a normal little kitchen microwave. So, you know, 5 seconds is just plenty. And you put it in the microwave for 5 seconds and that melts the glue off the back of the rubber. Let me see if I have a wood one here just handy. Just to show you. Okay, yeah, here. Let me show this one. Okay, so Janet. So if I wanted to unmount this off of the wood, what I would do is just put this in the microwave for 5 seconds and then this would peel right off. Now, right now I could probably make it come off, but some rubber stamp glue is really hardy and you can't just peel it off. But that way, if you, and I unmounted, when I got done unmounting all mine, I had, I don't know, 2.5, 3 full paper bag, you know, grocery bags full of the wood, just the wood. That's how many rubber, red rubber stamps that I unmounted. Sock Monkey, you've never, yeah, I haven't used them, Janet. Should I use them just to make you happy? Let's use the sock monkey. Janet, that's Janet's spirit animal. Janet's spirit animal is a sock monkey. So, so anyway, and then what I did, Colleen, is because they were still a little bit sticky, and if you want to get the sticky off the back, then just put baby powder. Put baby powder on the glue, and that will, like, you know, coat the glue in it, and you can not worry about the glue sticky on the back. But then I put them all on page protectors and put them in sleeves, and then I can flip through all those. So well, I didn't stamp that very well. It's new. It's new, and I say you should do a couple of stamps when they're brand new. Okay. So yeah, that's Janet's spirit animal. So anyway, if you want to unmount your wood stamps, you can put 4 or 5 at a time. Test one so you know how long your microwave, but it only takes 5 seconds just to reactivate that glue, and you can peel that right off. Okay. That's what I did with all of mine. All right, last set. The last set here are the stars and moons. And again, there's papers and stickers and different things that go with this. So, all right, so let's take these out. Get rid of the paper, take off the backing. I've got a nice little stack of plastic there. Just kind of see if I can fit them all around the sock monkey. So again, I couldn't pass up the stamp sets for $3.99. Don't think I've ever seen you wear that many. Oh, I wear this. I wear these bracelets all the time. All the time. I have little bowls of them right here. Probably the sleeves probably cover them up a lot. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. I think I can fit them on there fairly well. So this is the star charts and the moons and the crystals. So there's that set. Okay, so making a mess down there on my floor. I'll keep a couple of these plastic sheets handy here, so if we need to do any more of that, we have them handy. All right, so I'm going to stack these up. So there we go. Of course, I'll have to flip through them to see them all, but I don't mind. That's just, I don't mind. Okay, so there's a little stamp demo thing. Now, because I wanted to show those, and I wanted to show this book again for the person that asked in a comment. So there was that. I did show that little flip of that book. Okay. So next, the only other book I was going to show today is this one that I got at Tuesday morning, The Fashion from Head to Toe. And I know Colleen's going to have a fit. And I got something else. I'm gonna wait though, Colleen, because I'm going to order something else, and then I'll show that to you too. And Colleen and I, we buy a lot of books, and we tease each other about how many, and Janet too, how many different kinds of books we buy. But let me put my little rabbit trail note in that goes over there, because that's going to go in the Wingnut book. Make some space here. All right. With the stamp pads. I think I'm done with this for now. Gotta make some room because I'm on limited space today. Limited space. All right. All right. So I got this one at Tuesday morning. And again, I got something else, but it's coming. I got one of 3. I'm not going to show you though yet, Colleen. You're going to have to wait. But anyway, so this was $3.99 at Tuesday morning. Fashion Head to Toe, 35 prints to color for all ages. Now, I'm not necessarily wanting to color them. Well, here, I'll tell you what I liked about this. It's the history information. The history information that is included on this that I like. I don't know that unless I do some kind of a fashion project, and then I would probably just redraw these, because here's what I like about this book. For instance, this one is 1890 to 1914. So this is the clothes in that era, and they have like a lace fan, corset, evening dress, feather hat. But look, back is the information about each one of those. For instance, the evening dress. The finest evening fashions came from Parisian culture designer like Jacques Doucet. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Dresses were very elegant with flowing lace and chiffon and extravagant, intricate, pastel-colored beading and embroidery. So here's the fashions for that era. And on the back is a whole history of each one of these. Like, for instance, let's see what it says about the lace fan. Lace fan. A lace fan kept a lady cool during summer and social occasions when she risked overheating under her tight outfit's layers. Decorated with flowers or plumes of feathers, the fan sticks were made from mother of pearl. So I love that about this book. I love the history. Will you do a craft room tour? Oh, yeah. When I'm finished, yeah, I sure will. Magic Windsor, I will. And if there was a way for me to film it, but it would be so tedious, and you'd see me walking in and out of the room carrying stuff, right? Maybe when I'm doing something with the bookshelves or something, I can film myself doing something with the bookshelves or something. But otherwise, and I'm not good with carrying a camera around, doing vlogging with the camera and carrying it around. That's why I don't vlog myself doing walks. Because you just see me bouncing, the camera just don't do well. Camera needs to be stable. I'll be bouncing all around the room, but the camera needs to be stationary. Okay, so the next one is Out and About 1890 to 1914. So you got your tennis suit, bathing costume, leather gloves, tailored suit, different, things. So let's just look at the tennis suit. So on the back, it has the information about that. Women played sports but were expected to cover up. This tennis outfit worn with a straw boater, Boater, boater hat is typical of the late 1800s. High-necked blouse and a full skirt an inch off the ground, allowing for a little movement. Okay, so that's what I liked about this book. It's a cool color book if you like to color the fashions too. But for me, it was about this information with each item that made me buy it for $3.99. Right? Bathing costume. Bathing costumes were expected to be strictly modest despite the discomfort, and probably no telling how many women drowned. Maybe not that many, but you're wearing a lot of clothes out in the ocean. Hi, Eileen. We stamped earlier, Eileen. I missed you. Knee-length woolen bloomers and short-sleeved tops would have become heavy once wet. Bathing suits were often naval colors of blue and red. So, yeah. Isn't that interesting, though? So I just love the information I love learning new things and history of anything. I love the history of anything. So, okay, so here's the Orient, 1890, same era, but this was the fashion of dressing, Orient in Asian Oriental style clothes. Like you'll see, Sherlock Holmes had a silk dressing gown, and the women had the robes that look like kimonos and stuff like that. So that's what this is. Same era, but that style during that period of time. Ballet costume, kimono and pleated gown, turban. Let's look at that turban. An Oriental costume was not complete without a silk turban, decorated with ostrich feathers and jewels. This led to a trend for other brimless hats, such as the velvet toque, which was simple, small, and closely fitted. So you see, isn't that interesting? Or is it toque? I don't know. What do they call it in Canada? Any Canadian girls here? I know Bailey J's always getting new ones. Is it a toque or a toque? Anyway, that's what they call the beanie hats. We call them beanie hats. So anyway, okay. What happened? Are we okay in chat? Well, we got that out of there. I'm not sure what Janet's talking about. Okay. 1920s post-war. During the war, the clothing industry had to make millions of soldiers' uniforms quickly. New materials and mass production methods were developed, then applied to fashion. Toque, it's okay. Thank you, Devin. Yeah, thank you. Um, and so this is the 1920s post-war. So like Bakelite vanity bag, and there was Bakelite bracelets and jewelry, and a lot of Bakelite like compacts and things like that. Ribbon laced up shoes, rayon underwear. Uh, so anyway, then they have that. The key is on the back. Then they had the 1920s, more their everyday, 1920s jazz club. And this was a lot of beading. Like this right here, this was handkerchief hem dress because it had this kind of shaped hem. Let's see what a lot of if it talked about the kind of beads they use. Yeah, thanks, Devin. All right, so the handkerchief hem dress. This dress was made for bright young things, and that's in quotes. High society girls who chased excitement and liked dancing. The uneven handkerchief hem and long tassels would swish around energetically as the wearer. I wanted some history on some of the beads. Of course, I can just always Google it. Flapper dresses, which was this one here. Beaded flapper dress. In the boyish silhouette that defined this decade, straight and with a low waist. Dresses were sleeveless, finishing at the knee. For evening wear, they were heavily beaded and sparkled with crystals. So isn't this interesting, or is it just me? Then the 1920s exotic influences. So Egyptian, a gold dress, Cubist dress, Aztec dress. Let's see what that one says. Number 4. Other ancient cultures, including the Aztecs of Mexico and Central America, inspired 1920s fashion. This dress, decorated with Aztec symbols, is more feminine than the 1920s boyish styles and was likely worn by older women. So, yeah. Okay, then the 1930s affordable fashion, a tailored suit, lace dress with the coat, of course, the hats. This was the 1930s affordable fashion. Then the 1930s Hollywood glamour, which they had the bias cut gown, ostrich feather fan, backless dress, fox fur. So that was the Hollywood glam. Then the 1930s French Riviera. Chiffon dress, there's a swimsuit, culotte dress, the kind there's like, it's like a dress, it's pants, Then we get into 1930s Surrealism. So we had a novelty handbag, a military coat, trompe l'oeil sweater, padded shoulders. So, yeah. You like it, Kenny? I thought so too. 1930s frills and flounces. The frilly dress. Let's see what that's. And then there's the mermaid dress, which had the flare at the bottom. Okay, so the frilly dress. The frilly dress. Inspired by a dress worn by actress Joan Crawford, this long gown has big frilly sleeves, which draw attention to the small fitted waist. The fussy layers are very different in style to the backless, slinky dresses of this decade. Then the mermaid dress. The hem of this glamorous dress spills out onto the floor into a train, creating an elegant hourglass shape that flared out at the bottom like a mermaid's tail. This is why it's called the mermaid dress. Then we're into the 1940s utility clothes. No, you're never going back to. I know y'all heard my shoulder. Has anybody not heard my shoulder pad story? I know most of y'all probably have. Is anybody here not heard my shoulder pad story? So this is the 1940s, like a shirt dress, square shoulder utility suit. Then the 1940s new look. At the end of the 1940s, the new look revolutionized fashion, a complete opposite to the utility suit. The big skirts were full of hope for the future now that the war was over. Have it? Okay, I'll tell it to y'all. Want to hear it? I'll try to make it short. And I need a piece of paper. Hang on, because I gotta draw it. I have to. So back in, I would say, when was this? Would have been in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, when the show Dallas made those big shoulder pad dresses popular, like here to be your head. Not quite that bad, but and those big flary dresses, they have a belt, and you have these big shoulder pads. Okay, this is me. So anyway, back in, I think it was the late 80s, and that's when the show Dallas, JR and Sue Ellen, and that was a style for your dress, and it wasn't necessarily expensive. It was just like off the rack JC Penney kind of clothes, right? So my friend's daughter was getting married, and they're Catholic, so there was a lot of standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down, a lot of that in the wedding ceremony, right? And then plus, let me draw the church. The church had all these stairs going up to the door. Okay, so here's the door, here's the church, But anyway, there's a lot of steps going up. So anyway, I went to the wedding wearing this dress. It was a cream color dress, had a big belt, real stylish for the time. Yeah, Dynasty, Dallas and Dynasty. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Carla. And so I was wearing this dress, and it had I think it had 3/4 sleeves, And you look like a linebacker. I'm telling you, those were some heavy duty shoulder pads back in the day. Raise your hand if you remember. I know I'm not the only one. So anyway, so it was at the church, and as I was going up the church steps, I kept feeling something, and also they were past your calf. They, like, here's your knee here. There's your knees. I mean, they were pretty long, right? There's my skinny little legs. So they were pretty long. So anyway, I kept feeling something itching on my calves all the way up the stairs and during the ceremony. And it was just and I kept, reaching down and swooshing my dress. It was a swishy dress. It was very swishy. And I'd knock off my, kept pushing on the hem. What is that? My leg is itching. So all through the ceremony, up and down, kneeling, standing, a lot of activities during this wedding. This was not the reception. This was just the wedding at the church. So I was leaving. Everybody was leaving. We were all leaving. There's lots of us leaving here. We're all leaving. We're all leaving the church. So I'm probably about right here in the middle. People are all, all around you. And I kept feeling it. I was swishing and swishing and swishing. So finally I reached down. And y'all know what Velcro sounds like, right? You know what Velcro sounds like? Do I need you? Well, I finally reached down and felt something. I finally caught a hold of it, got a hold of that something hanging off the hem of my dress, and it went whoosh. And I looked at my hand, and I had a huge shoulder pad in my hand. Now, all these people are around me going, what in the world does she have in her hand? What is that? And I had this, this shoulder pad was I'm not kidding, it was that big. It was folded over. You know what it looked like, ladies? You know what it looked like, right? And then, so the rest of the day, the rest of that till I think I took the other one out. I was walking around like this. So this is what I looked like for half of the until I got to, because I still had one shoulder pad in there, and then my shoulder, I look like Quasimodo, or I look like what do you call it? Marty Feldman, Young Frankenstein. Hump? What hump? That's my shoulder pad story. Okay. Back to the fashion. Oh. Okay, so this was the new look. Then we got 1950s elegance. Yes, it was really true. So we had the strapless gown, the halter neck day dress, the wool tweed suit, then the 1950s baby doll, which, just made you look pregnant. Look at that. I mean, I don't remember. I wasn't an adult in the early 50s. So I wasn't wearing baby doll, but look, they make you look pregnant. Then the 1950s A-line, the 1950 teenagers with the pedal pushers. Now I have pictures of my mom and my grandmother actually wearing these. Let me see here. Let me look at this little. Yeah, here's me when I was a baby. When mom got me in the hospital, she literally thought they'd given her the wrong baby. She said, "Are you sure you didn't give me a Chinese baby?" Because my eyes were so slanted. Mom thought she got a Chinese baby. That's what she told the nurse. I'm just saying what she said at the time. But anyway, there's me when I was a baby. But anyway, I think I got mom. Yeah, and look, there's mom and grandma in pedal pushers. Now these are jean pedal pushers. These are floral ones. But look, there's mom and grandma in their pedal pushers. That's what they were called at the time. Now they're called what are they called now? They renamed them and rebrand them. There's mom and grandma. And let's see here. That grandpa. Oh, there's my mom. This is mom. I think we're about the same age here. There's me about 10. There's mom about 10, 12, something like that. So now you made me pull out the pictures. My grandfather. There's mom and grandma out camping. We camped out all the time. They camped out all the time. Grandpa was a big fisherman and camper. They camped out all the time. So there's my grandma and my mom camping back in probably the 1940s. That would have been the 40s there. Let's see. Mom gave me these pictures, so that's why I got them here. Up here's another one with mom. Mom pedal pushers again. Anyway, guys. So, all right, let's get back over here. So that was a 1950s teenager. Let's see what else was here. The varsity jackets. The school varsity jackets were real popular. If you watch Happy Days. Oh, someone says something. At least Chinese is human. My mama said you look like an oh my gosh, faithful mask. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one is 1960s Youthquake. Now I don't know where that came from. I never heard it when I was wearing the 60s clothes. I never heard it called Youthquake. I don't know. Maybe that was a fashion term of the day that I was too young to really know the fashion term. I became more aware of fashion when it was in the 70s when I was a hippie, but I don't remember Youthquake, but anyway. Pattern tights, mini dresses. This is the kind of stuff. See, we weren't allowed to wear this kind of stuff to school. When I was in school, your dresses had to come down to your knees or 1 inch above your knee. And you had to wear dresses to school. I think they finally let us start wearing pantsuits, and they were called that. You had to be a coordinating thing. There had to be like an outfit. You couldn't just wear pants and a shirt. It had to be a pantsuit before you could wear pants to school. That would have probably been, I don't know, late 60s. Yeah, it would have probably been late 60s. You couldn't wear pants to school until probably the 70s. I don't remember. Mom might remember exactly. I don't remember. Okay, Okay, so then here we have the 1960s space race, and then everything started with jumpsuits, peekaboo dress, things like that. Then here's the 1960s prim and proper. So that's when, Susan, the 1970s, when you could wear pants. You remember? Okay. And I think it started, like I said, at least in Texas, it was you had to wear pantsuits, like the coordinating outfits. It was a couple of years later, before you could just wear pants and a shirt, right? So anyway, okay, here's 1970s free love. So now I never wore patchwork jeans because that was kind of like, that really wasn't that cool. I mean, we're all about being cool. That would have been the fashion trends making, trying to make a hippie look, right? But that wouldn't have been real hippie jeans. We wore jeans that were real low. I mean, barely above the pelvic bone, huge wide belts, flared out, dragging the ground about that much. If your pants weren't dragging the ground, you were just nerdy. Nothing wrong with nerds, because I like nerds too, but I didn't dress like that. I didn't dress in high waters. That's what we called them, high waters. We didn't dress. Your pants had to drag the ground, and you went barefoot. Now, of course, you didn't do that to go to school. But like when we went, I mean, I remember, now I don't know if mom's listening, but I remember me and some of my friends would get the bus and we'd go downtown. We'd go downtown, Texas, and I won't say this, well, I guess y'all know where I'm from, but anyway, and we'd take the bus downtown barefoot. We'd go barefoot everywhere. Never wore shoes. Wore barefoot everywhere we went. Anyway. That's probably why there's no shoes here. Oh, there's some boots. Okay, so now we're into 1970s punk. I don't remember punk in the 70s. I wasn't a punk. I mean, anybody that would have considered punk was friends of mine that would have been on motorcycles, motorcycle riders. You weren't, you wouldn't consider yourself punk. You were, unless you were on a motorcycle. Only motorcycle guys that I knew wore that stuff, leather, studs. They had a motorcycle to go along with it, like Fonzie type look, leather and studs. You had to have the motorcycle to go along with that. Yeah, bell bottoms and halters. Yeah, I got pictures of me wearing that stuff way back when. Okay, 1970s glam rock disco. Okay, this was more in the later 70s when disco, Saturday Night Fever. Is that what it was? Saturday Night Live? What was that? No, Saturday Night Fever. John Travolta, when disco became trendy. Because, I mean, people wore all this stuff at different times. Before and after that, it was trendy, right? But when it became trendy and then fashion houses would make this stuff, then it was no more then it was just trends, right? Then it was just trends. So yeah, Desert Island, yeah, about 1979. So there's the disco, the jumpsuit, jackets, and I did have a few of these high shoes. These what are they called? Do they have a name for them? I just call them platform heels. Platforms. Yeah. Let's see what they said about the platform heels. Women danced at the disco in super high platform shoes that peeped beneath their wide leg trousers. They came decorated with glittered zigzag. The louder and brighter, the better. Okay, then 1980s power dressing. Now here's where we start with the Dallas and the what was the other one? What was the other show? Dallas and I picture the lady, blonde hair lady. What was the name of the show? This is when they were starting with the power suits in those shows. Dynasty, Dallas and Dynasty, padded shoulder suits. Highly padded. So look, phones, early versions of the phone. Then the 1980s high society, the taffeta society gown, lots of beaded and embroidery. I remember mom had and it was before the 80s, but I remember mom had some pretty beaded dresses. Let's see, 1980s sportswear, the leotard. Of course, that's when Jane Fonda got everybody in late 70s, early 80s. I guess it was the early 80s, wasn't it? When Jane Fonda got the exercise craze going, and everybody was, going to the gym and exercising. Oh, I did too. Oh, look, high top sneakers. I had red ones. I had some red ones. They were the softest. I don't know that they were real leather. I don't remember what they were made out of, but they were the softest red. I mean, it's like you weren't even wearing any shoes. Yeah, flash dance leg wear. Yeah. Okay. Then we're into the 1980s new romantics. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody, but I'm having fun. We'll do some drawing in a minute. Bustier dresses, military jackets, new romantic shirts. I guess that's when Seinfeld had his puffy shirt. Y'all remember the puffy shirt Seinfeld episode? 1990s girl power, matching skirt and tops, lacy baby doll dress, and the backpacks. Everybody, this one says inflatable backpacks, but that's when the backpacks started really becoming more popular. You like it, Carla? Okay, good. Then the 1990s hip hop, baggy cargo pants, pattern jackets, the work boots, and I used to wear they're calling them dungarees, but they're overalls. We called them overalls, but I guess by the time they became a trend, they're called dungarees. Just like all this stuff. The people that made these things popular, they didn't go out and buy something like this and say, "Oh, I'm going to make it popular," right? They made it popular. Then the fashion houses made the stuff popular. Okay. 1990s grunge. There was a lot of plaid. Yeah, look, plaid shirt. I remember I wore a lot of grunge when I worked in and it was because it was a fashion too. But when I was in visual merchandising, grunge was a real style, like at that time period from like the 90s to 2000. A lot of people were in grungy stuff, and that was what was sold. It was sold, the flannel shirts and layers, lots of layers. You'd wear a thin t-shirt, a thicker t-shirt, a v-neck, and then you'd wear this, and then you wear anyway, boho chic 2000. I think this was like, are we getting into your era, Colleen? Colleen, are we getting into your era? Boho chic. Then 2000s rockabilly came, the 50s look came back. The 50s look came back. The halter thing and Seattle grunge and Nirvana. Yeah, there you go, Rhonda. But that the youth, the young people made it popular. And then the fashion houses saw that they could capitalize on it. And so they started producing knockoffs of the original type clothes that they were wearing. Flower crowns and fringe in 2000s. And then fashion from head to toe. This is just some random different shoes. So anyway, that was for all that information about the eras. That's why I got it. I'm not really wanting to color this, but I wanted it for like a reference book. I just love history and information. So anyway, this was $3.99 at Tuesday morning. Fashion from head to toe. All right, so now let's see what else can we do. All right, before we do anything else, let me read our weekly. I do have a bookmark, so we can read the next 8. 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration. So I read the first 8 last week, so I thought excuse me, let me get a sip of juice here. I thought I'd read 8 of these a week. There's 1001, so how long will that take us? Okay. These are prompts. The prompts and ideas for, creativity, ideas and prompts and boosting your creativity. Okay, so if you're got your Society of Idea Collector notebook out, you could write some of these down. Sketch interesting architecture. Note the features that reflect the whim of the architect. Number 10, get over trying to be completely unique. You are a mashup of all your experiences and ideas. I could wear those bell bottoms and still rock those shoulder pads. Number 11, don't quit too soon. Number 12, true art is inspired by the heart. Pay attention to how you feel. Yeah. Hi, Laura Lou. Number 13, intimidated by a blank page? Write down a line from a favorite song and then write an entirely new song to follow it. Number 14, design a magazine cover. Number 15, get out of your comfort zone. New experiences spark creative ideas. And number 16, write about the most meaningful thing you did as a child. I don't remember this. I'm going to move this to the next page. I don't remember this, but I was probably 3 that mom and grandma told me about it. So it was very meaningful to my whole family. But there was actually 2 times. I was very curious as a child. So anyway, one day I was at my grandma's house and I locked myself in the bathroom, and my parents and mom and grandma, they were going, Dee, what are you doing in there? And I would just say, nothing. Well, anyway, they ended up having to call the fire department to come take the door off. I don't know what kind of locks they had back then, Must have been something heavy duty that they couldn't get in. So anyway, the fireman came, I guess, took the door off or the doorknob or whatever and got in there, and I'd peeled all the wallpaper off the bathroom wall. Peeled it all off. All the wallpaper, peeled it off. So if that wasn't enough, then I'm not sure. It couldn't have been much later. But, and again, Grandma told me this story. And she said this was the only time that she was so mad at me, she had to just close the door and walk away and cool down. So she had just finished painting her bedroom, painting the walls of the bedroom. And she said, now, Dee, don't touch the walls because they're wet. You can take your nap in here, but you can't touch the wall. Well, I didn't touch the wall, but I did open up the feather pillow and shake all the feathers out of the pillow. Grandma said she came in, saw all those feathers stuck to the wall, and she just closed the bedroom door and left me alone. Actually, I was a good child. I was just a curious child. I wasn't being mean. Okay, so now let's get on to something else. Okay. So let's see, what should we do? Should we draw? All right, so here's what we can do. A couple things. Speaking of fashion, we could do some fashion, like I could get out one of my Vogue magazines, and we could do some fashion faces or something like that. Let me see here. Let me get some loose, hang on, let me get some loose fashion, these Vogues and stuff where we practice our shapes. I don't know if this is one of them, where we do the markers and stuff, and so they're all torn up. They're used them forever. But we have loose fashion sheets. Let me see here. Let's pick a couple fashion sheets. Since we're talking fashion. And now here's the thing I want y'all to not do. Do not try to. Here, I got a stack. I got a stack of loose fashions here. And we've done different things with these. We've traced them with shown you how to see how big a head is. Like let's do this one, for instance, with Sharpie. Now, and I tell you how to use a tracing paper just so that you can practice this. So you can practice your shapes and you can practice your perspective and sizes of things At least you were creatively disruptive. Yeah, exactly. Like, let me find another one here. Okay, well, this one, her whole foot's not showing, but you'll get the idea. And I need a Sharpie. Let me see. Let me get a Sharpie pen. We've got a hot mess here already. Sharpie. Ah, there you go. And I've shown y'all how, since we're talking fashion and stuff, we'll do that. We'll play with this for a little bit. Hi, Mark. Sounds complicated. So, what did I do with that? Oh, here it is. Is this a fresh one? Yeah. Okay. So, if you can either take a piece of tracing paper and do this, or go through the magazine, or do both, and go through and draw the shapes, the elbows, shoulders, knees, hips. And like, look how big her foot is now. It's half cut off there, but what I want to show you is there's her foot there. Look at the size of her head. Her head is smaller than her foot because of the perspective, right? The foot's closer to us, so it's bigger. But a lot of times when you're drawing and you're not used to drawing from life, you don't realize these kind of things. So this is a good way to practice shapes and seeing how big things are and stuff like that. So we've done a whole bunch of. That's not what I'm going to do today, but I just have some loose sheets here to show you. All right, for instance, I think you can see this one here. So here's her face. Now, a lot of times when people draw faces, and there's nothing wrong with the stylized face. We're going to do some stylized faces today. I'm going to do fashion faces. They're just kind of stylized faces. They're not necessarily trying to look real. They're more like if you're going to draw fashions on them, right? Drawing fashions on them. But a lot of people they'll do this. Here's the nose, and then maybe down here's their mouth. Right. And I mean, you're not necessarily, you might try to draw it, more realistic and nice eyes, but look where the eyes are. The eyes are halfway down the head. They're not way up here. Most people make this mistake when they haven't drawn a lot. They draw the eyes way up at the top of the head and they don't give them any head. You know what I mean? But if you look at, this is why this kind of thing is good practice. If you just take your Sharpie and you start just drawing, you start drawing the shapes, and especially, where things are on a face. It's good practice. Now, you'll see a lot of books and fashion faces and kind of drawing heads and stuff, and they'll show you do your circle and do the oval and, things like that. So you'll see there's lots of, and you can find them on Pinterest, you can find it on Google Images, but I'm just saying this is a good way for you to practice with a fashion magazine because you're seeing a real person. You're seeing a real person's face and where things land, the bottom of the nose, the lip line, right? So it helps you see, okay? Oh, what happened to Kenny? I just saw hugs to Kenny. Is she okay? I missed something. Are you all right, Kenny? I'm just watching chat for a minute. Remember, guys, if you talk to me, put it in caps so I know you're talking to me. I won't think you're yelling at me. Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, and Kathy Arbor does a drawing class. Sorry, guys, I'm losing my voice a little. Every Thursday at 1 Eastern. Kathy Arbor, Arbour. She does a drawing class at 1 p.m. Eastern on her channel. Just laying in bed, sore throat, body aches. Oh, well, stay well, Kenny. Don't need you sick. You and Melody. Okay, so y'all stay well. So here's another. This one's kind of a little closer, and her hair is up in a hat, so the hair is not even going to be distracting you. But look where her eyes are. Can you see that? Then the nose is like halfway between that. And then the lip is halfway between that, thereabouts. Different people have a little bit different, shape. Older men and their ears are bigger. And, there's different things depending on the age. Little kids, little kids' heads are different. Hi, Katrina. But just so we find faces and you want to try to draw something fairly realistically, just look at where the eyes fall on a real face. So if you take your fashion magazines when you're done playing with them and do this kind of thing, with a Sharpie, and if you want to use tracing paper, because what tracing paper does, what I do, thought I had some stuff in here. Oh, it's in this other book. Where we've done it lots of other things in other magazines here. So when you take your tracing paper and do it, you can see, let me see if I can find one that's got the full body. Well, here's one. I don't know who this is. This is an unknown caller. We decline unknown callers. So you can see if you use tracing paper and not just, where'd my Sharpie go? Not just do it in the magazine, but use a tracing paper, then you can see more of the shapes and things. You see? Is that the rule of 1/2 and 1/2 eyes and halfway? Yeah, and I don't know who you are. I'm not answering an unknown call. Yeah, I have the bells. Yeah. I change up my ringtones every so often. Well, it's going to depend on, like, a child's head's going to be different, old people, but just kind of like a basic, your basic. But if you take a tracing, what I'm just trying to say is if you take a tracing paper to do the shapes and then just kind of see things more. We've done a whole bunch of these over the years. Some of these are quite old, I'm sure. See, like this. Look how big her foot is compared to her head. It's because her foot's closer to you. But unless you I usually do two coloring, but I'm streaming, so I'm not taking the time right this second. If you don't notice that kind of thing unless you do some practices like this, it just helps you to see. So anyway, we got all kinds of this kind of stuff. These pages, and this one I got kind of recently because this one's old. We've used this one for so many years. It doesn't even have the spine on. I don't even know how old some of these are. But it didn't matter because it's all about the form, it wasn't about the fashion. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. All right, I got to keep picking up a little as I go because I'm trying to redo this room and it's already a hot mess. All right, let's move some of these books. And so the two options that I thought we would maybe do today was, doing some kind of like fashion faces. I even thought about doing them on envelopes to give away, but I don't know. I don't know how well these are going to turn out. I can just do them on the sketch pad. So anyway, and I'm just going to throw some over here on the side just to give me some ideas. I'm not going to try to copy any of these, but I just have some like fashion faces here, like the hairstyle, something like this, just to have some inspiration next to me. So I'm just going to kind of throw these out, like this girl here with the pink and green and purple hair. Maybe we can do that. Just a couple little sketches, just a little bit of play. Yeah, it is, Christine. All right, so let's see. Do I have a ballpoint pen? Let's take out a couple of these markers. Let's move the Sharpies. watercolors. I need that, especially if we do some purple green hair. Oh, there's purple and green. Let's get a red. We can do that. Or we can do, let me wet down some watercolors if we color. And again, I'm just going to kind of get them activated here. Just wet them down. Have them at the ready. Let's see, got a couple of brushes. If I need some ink, let's see, maybe I should get some ink out. Let's do that. Let's get some ink. Let's get some ink. Let's play with some ink too. Why not? All right, did a little splatter there. All right. Got a couple brushes here. Not very, I need maybe a little round brush. Hopefully we're not fuzzy, or hopefully the lights are good. Yeah, it's always something. It's not very bright. I don't know. Oh, I think that one might be going out. Okay, let's see. Let's dig through the brushes. Dig through the brushes, maybe. It looks a little flare. I probably need to get some new round brushes. That one's too soft. That one's too thick. It's like, and that one's just right. Oh, that one looks pretty good. Okay. That's going to put a shadow. All right, so let's see. We got these fashion girls. Yeah, Colleen streams, Kenny. She and Kathy Berg stream together. All right, let's. Oh, I need a big pen. We'll just sketch with a Bic. How about that? Big pen and some liquid, ink here. Maybe some pens. Worse that. Let's move this so we don't get ink all over this. All right. But I was thinking about maybe doing a little art journaling. Are we? I don't know. Let's look at this lighting. Let's look at this lighting situation here. Contrast. Because, like I said, I don't know if y'all were here earlier, but I'm just on a board, a drawing board with my paper on it, because my desk, like I said, I'm moving things around. Everything's all jacked up. Okay, so let's see here. Let's do this girl. And again, I'm not trying to copy her exactly. What I just want to do, though, what I want to do is like just kind of do a fashion face, kind of. All right, let me move this because I've got ink on it. I'm running my hand through it. So let's get away from the wet ink. Sorry, I know that was loud because my hand is running through it. And why is it dark right here? Why isn't this light? Oh, see. That light is going out. That's what it is. The light's going out. So let's go over this way just a little. Back into the light. Okay, so let's see what kind of and I'm just going to play with some faces. And oh my gosh, see, look, it's on my bracelets. Oh, I don't care if it's on my bracelets, but it's just making a mess. Okay, let's try this again. Oh my gosh. So let's see here. I'm going to do her hair all colors, I think. So right now I'm just going to kind of sketch and do a little fashiony look here. So I'm going to start with ballpoint pen, but I'm going to get in here with the brush. I'm just kind of sketching it out here. Just make her kind of a fashion face. Like you'd see very stylized, very stylized. Um, you see whimsy faces all the time, and I'm not a whimsy girl face. I'm not a whimsy face, a whimsy face girl. Okay, so now let's see what we can do with this. Let's start with some ink. Nope, that brush isn't going to work. Hang on, guys. The bristles are too long. I want a shorter. Oh, it's not going to work either. Hang on, let me find another brush. Let me find another bristle. Has to be a little stiff, bouncy, a little bouncy. So I think this one might be good. So I'm going to just play with some ink and some pen. Let's go with the 0.5. Let's do some pupils. Do some like fashion faces. And by fashion faces, I don't mean like the girls in the fashion magazines. I mean like stylized faces. Like kind of Jane Davenport type thing. Not really thinking about it, just kind of doing it. Going back and forth between the pen and the brush and trying to keep my sleeve out of it. Because I do like to play with ink. Not as much as I don't do it as much as I should, but so what I want to do is have her have dark hair, but I want to put color in it too. She's got a big chin. She needs a little smaller face. Just go back over it. Just play. Don't be afraid to play. Y'all remember our Facebook, and I don't mean face like the social media Facebook, but the faces in the book of faces. So what I want to do is I want to have enough hair for her to have purples and greens. Just very stylized. Do some nice cheek, chin. Okay, let me dry this real quick. I want to dry it enough to hit it with my watercolors, you know. If I tried that, she would look like the well, you gotta, this is just, I mean, I'm telling you guys, this is not even, I'm just playing here. Everybody thinks you have to do everything where it's going to be something. But if you don't play like this, you won't ever do that. I'm telling you, you'll never get good at it if you don't just do stuff like this. You have to just not be so. Ah, all right. Let me dry. I have to dry it some before I can add any really watercolor. I'm going to put the watercolor first, and then put the ink on top. So now let me see. So we're going to get some different. Let's do some green. Put some green here. I always try to do things, guys, for I won't be afraid. Now my ink is still wet, so I'm kind of smearing it. That's okay. More water. Play time is fun. Just make a mess. Just make a mess. All right, let's do. Let's see here. Let me get my brush back. Let me look at all my faces here again. Oh no. Get some inspiration. Like her, she's inspiring with her blue eyes. Again, I'm not trying to draw her. I'm not trying to draw this face. I'm just, using it kind of as inspiration. I like her bangs. And I could, I just like to play with a ballpoint pen too. I just want to get some lines down and then go in there with the ink, because I really do like to play with the ink. And you want, when kind of not too much detail like in the nose, or you can just do a little bit for the lips and not do a whole lot, like especially in fashion, it's a lot about the eyes. So lots of makeup looking, big eyebrows, or big eyes, and then smaller nose and lips, and everything else. I want her to have maybe some kind of odd hair, maybe Cleopatra like hair, something like that. Cheekbones right in there. Chin would be more down here. Got to watch those chins. Don't do big double chins. Now she kind of looks like a nun. I'd have to make her have some color in that hair. Let's do her hair first. Oh, Connie. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the $49.99 super chat. And where have you been, by the way, Connie? Where have you been? I have not seen you around for a month of Sundays. I hope you're okay. Thank you so much, Connie. I'm writing you down for send you something out this month. Thank you so much. Let me see if she said anything on there where she's been or anything. Trying to scroll back. There she is. Hi, Dee Dee. I'm still watching. Okay. Okay, Connie. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. Okay, let's do some ink. We'll see what this looks like when we're done. No, is this the brush I was using? I don't think so, because it's too flared. It's another zebra, but where is it? I don't know. I need to trim this down. Let me just get my scissors and trim this one down a little while I got it wet. Let me trim. Hang on, guys. It's still a good brush. It's just got a couple of flare hairs on there. There we go. That should do it. All right, let's see. I need something thicker. I need a bigger brush for this hair. There we go. Oh, now I messed up her face. Well, I'm gonna keep working on it anyway. Got her face too angled there. Kind of cut her face off. I'm trying to hurry because I want to do a few of them. Get my other brush, my other pen out. I don't know if this is fun for anybody else but me. I don't know if it's fun for anybody but me, but I'm having fun with it. Gotta be careful on the chin right there. Hey, wee wee. Let's see. Well, wow. I don't know how interesting. It's just this is what I like to do when I'm playing, Colleen. Then we can add. Let me dry it. But I'm sure you can find all kinds of stuff like this online. And then you can go in here and you can do some detail. I don't want to over detail it though, but you can go in here and add a little bit more detail if you want. With the fine point. No, don't kind of just that's it. You know what I mean? Maybe if you want to add something to a dress here or something. Well, you could do fashion designs and stuff, but for me, it's just about, just playing with the ink. All right, let's see. Let's clean these brushes. And you can use your markers, your super tip markers, you know, use those. All right, let's see what else. I got to put these on the floor because I'm running out of space. Running out of space. All right, let me get another inspiration, girl. I didn't even give her blue eyes. I wanted to do blue eyes. Oh, well, maybe we'll see. What else? Let me look for another inspiration. Oh my goodness. I need some coffee. All right, let's see. Let's do something with hair coming down in the face. All right, let's see. We'll start with my ballpoint pen. Thank you, Picola, and thanks again, Connie. That was so sweet. I wrote you down. Why is it so dark right there? I don't know. Keep trying to move over here in the light. All right, so let's do something with hair and the eyes. Veronica Lake type thing. Y'all know? Does anybody know who Veronica Lake is? Maybe some bangs. And then just kind of scribble in a face. We're going to scribble in a face. I just kind of y'all know the ones that we did with, I'll have to pull that out. The ones with the 5-second faces where you just draw just the shape of a face and then just turn it into faces. Kind of like that. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe she'll be more smiling. They're not very smiley models. A little more of a jawline. Okay. Maybe she'll have a little dimple in her chin. What is it? Oh, all right. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I need some more ink. And I also have my brush. I guess I should maybe show. Let me get a baby wipe to get the ink off my hand. You can also use, here we go, brush pens, brush nibs. All right, did that get dark? I don't know. Let's brighten it back up a little. That's a little better. So if you feel more in control with the brush, a brush pen rather. And I'm trying not to do, I'm trying to keep it very light, or very minimal is what I should be saying. Very minimal. Give her some more lash light look. She looks a little angry. I know it's the eyebrows. And I'll do that with the ink. I don't just use up all my brush. Let's go to the big brush. Where's the big brush? Let's go to the big brush. Do lots of these. You got to do hundreds. Do hundreds of. Just get some copy paper. This is a very inexpensive paper pad. Maybe she has on a hoodie. Let's make it have on let's make this bigger. She have a hoodie on or something, or some kind of a thing over her head. I don't know if anybody is thinking this is fun but me. Is anybody thinking this is fun but me? I should probably try to draw some smaller ones on the envelopes, but I just like drawing big. I like drawing big. Let's do a purple. No, let's do a blue. Get my water going. Let's do a blue. Well, there's blue and green in there. That looks kind of cool. We'll do blue and green. They're always fun to watch. Well, it's just something to, something we can play with. That's kind of just what I thought would be. Because again, guys, today was like, I don't know what to do today because my room is a knocked up mess. I'm telling you, it's a hot mess. All right, let's get back in there with some black. And don't have much space. This is all the space I have is right here. That's a meh. Meh. Oh. Put a little pink in her lips or something. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's do one more. We'll do one more. Let's do a smaller one. Okay, I still have red on my brush there. Let's see what we can do with just one big brush. I really wanted to do this kind of boxy haircut. I need more ink out. It's not enough space for the face. Well, I guess I could maybe do a tiny one. They have a little face and their big hair. This will be a big hair girl. Oh, all right. Sit there, ink. Don't go away. Don't roll away. All right. Let's see here. Where's my hair? You know, we did the. I'll do a page of them. I'll show you in a minute. Need my brush. And do a big old head. Little face. Oops. Little pink lips. Oh my gosh, I like her big. I like her big hair. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about though on the. Let me show you what I'm talking about on the faces. So what you do, and just do it in ink, is draw a bunch of ovals. Just draw a whole bunch of ovals. Just fill the whole page up. This is just to make you really loose with it, with the whole idea. Okay, and then just do, well, let's do it this way first. So just divide them in half like this, and wherever it falls, it may not fall right down the middle. It could fall a little on the side, and then divide these in half, but have them going. Let's see if this will show up. Have some going this way. I don't know if this is showing up. I don't want to get it too dark. Have some going. Well, let me do one really dark. Okay, so here we go. So you can do this and have like up like this. Okay, but do it lightly. I'm doing it dark here to show you. And then you could have maybe another one coming looking down like this. So you're doing different ones so that their faces are going to look different ways. Okay, so you're going to have some going up, some having down, looking down. You could have some looking this way, have some going this way, and just have them go different ways. And again, they're supposed to be 5-second faces, just to make you just draw real loose. You could have a couple of them looking kind of straight ahead, but have them a little bit angled like that. Can y'all see that? So if you just draw them real quick like this, and then just don't pick up your pen. Don't pick up your pen. Maybe I should do it with let me do it with this pen. Don't pick it up. I'm going to make sure you can see it. And then just start kind of scribbling in faces. Just scribble some in. And just see what happens when you just scribble. There's maybe some pointy ear, it's a chin. There's some, just draw just don't pick up your pen. Just keep it moving. They can be all different kinds. It can be cartoon. They could be more real. They can just do some cheeks and a little chin and could have old people. You could put wrinkles. Just, it's an exercise. It's an exercise in um just playing there, just playing. Is anybody paying attention? Am I talking to myself? Oh my gosh. Let's give this little guy a little mustache and some. Maybe he's got some glasses on, some whooshy eyebrows. Maybe he's got 3 hairs coming up off the top of his head. A little goatee, maybe some ears. But just, don't just do whatever. It's just all about just doodling. Okay. Let's go down here so you can see. What's Vaughn saying? Has embossing folder. Oh my gosh. I don't need any embossing folders. Oh my gosh. uh, this one needs her eye right there. Let's just move it over. Let's go down here. But if you just kind of practice, just try not to pick up your pen. Just keep it going across the face, This pin's a little juicier compared to the what do you call it pin? Big pin. Give her some eyelashes. She's a happy one. Well, anyway, guys, so there's a little bit of just doodling. But if you do it a lot, you just get better at stuff if you just keep doing it. Yeah. You just gotta keep, just keep playing with it. We'll do this one kind of straight on here. This one can be kind of sad. Yeah, they're just quick little small fun sketches. But what I'm trying to show you is you do lots of this stuff and you start seeing and more things and doing more things and some are more stylized and some are so this one didn't turn out and this one's kind of sad and this one has oversized eyelashes. Anyway, And you can always add more like with the brush. Let me get it here with the brush. But still, I'm wanting that square kind of not pixie cut, but kind of, I don't know what that square cut. I have that stuck in my head for some reason. Let me do my brush because this is gonna. I'll just run out of ink out of that already. Let's go with this flat one. Hey, Connie. Oh, thank you, Picola. Yeah, I have playlists for a lot of things. So, whoops, I got blob. What are y'all doing, Janet, today? So I need to practice more ink. The only time I really do much inking is during Inktober. I need to do more inking. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the light. What are you talking about? I missed something way in that. I missed something in that conversation. Okay, so Eileen is making me use embossed paper with magicals to make a big mess so she can feel like she accomplished something. Oh my gosh. All right, so enough of those. So anyway, there's that little exercise. What was the other one I was going to show you? I wanted to show you a whole bunch of things on like doing the fashion thing since we had that book. Since we had, I don't even know where it is here. Since we had this out. All right, so let's see. Let's do maybe should I do a smaller one? Let's try one on an envelope here. Let's do one on an envelope. Let's move the big pad. Move the big pad out of the way. All right, let's see. Oh, now I gotta zoom in. Let's zoom in. We'll do a couple on the envelopes before we go. We'll just do a couple small ones. Doesn't anybody else like to doodle faces besides me? Who else doodles faces? I should pull out my 5-minute Facebook. So I just want this whole thing full of hair. Out pretty, so let me show you. Let me do that real quick. Let me get that book. Oh, let's see, where is it? Okay, so this book is, I don't know exactly how old it is. Oh, now I got to back up a little. We'll go through this real quick and before we go. To give you another inspiration, like you don't have enough books to work in. So this book, I had, I bought this book at, I think it was at Barnes and Noble. And it was, gosh, the lighting keeps just, sorry guys, I have just moved around this room so much today. The lighting's just really been, oh, no. I think I'm just too close. I'm too zoomed in. Let's zoom out just a little. I got this book at Barnes and Noble a few years ago. Now there's flashed out light. Oy, oy, oy. Where's that light coming from? Right over here. Let's move over here because the black paper is making it flash out different now. So anyway, I got this book at Barnes and Noble, and it had that Indian paper in it. Like, and now this guy's as at least probably. Let me see if there's a date. I don't want my name to be shown in there. I mean, my phone number or something. Let's see if there's a date. Okay, 2011. So this is probably 9 years old. 9 years old 9 years ago that I made this book. And it had that India paper that's very absorbent, very, it just like bleeds and feathers. So I just didn't like it, couldn't really do much with it because I didn't do Chinese calligraphy and stuff like that. And I didn't want to do a whole book of that. So what I did is I took the whole book out. I took everything out and this is the cheap watercolor paper from Michael's, the cheapest kind. Like, I think it was on sale. How much was it? 3 or 5 pads for $10. I mean, really inexpensive pads of, like 25, 30 sheets. And then 5 pads for $10 or something like that. And so what I did is, and it took me a whole day, but I went through the whole book. Let me just get a blank one here. Book and dyed or watercolor, acrylic washed. I washed down acrylic craft paint, just plain old acrylic craft paint on those plates on my coffee lids. Watered it down, and I painted all the water. I think there's about 100 and maybe about 100, and I folded them in half, and I made my own spine. I glued them all in, made my own signatures. I'm not sure how many is 5 in each one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I think there's 100 sheets in there. Could be, I don't know. I don't remember. So anyway, what I did is did an acrylic wash, and then I started just gluing, playing, sketching, and these are all the 5-minute faces. So what that I mean 5-second faces. So what, I got to find a blank one. There's hardly any blanks in here. So what I would do is just take a piece of, and I think I just use pencil. Let's see here. Hang on, guys. Let me get a pencil somewhere. Too many pieces of paper everywhere. I don't remember if I used a Conti crayon or just a graphite stick. Might have just been a graphite stick. Let me see if I can find. Well, here. I'm just going to use a fat pencil. Is that one even? I might have to sharpen it. Hang on. Sharpeners, where are you? I got papers all over here. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Don't email me. Oh my gosh, you're so disorganized. Don't email me. Here's my pencil sharpeners. So what I did is just go through and just do a big old, just some kind of a shape. Doesn't have to, it can be square, like this one was square, oval, weird color, and just kind of just divide it and then do cheeks, a nose, a chin, and then just go in there and just quickly draw in something. Just kind of draw in a quick face. And then go back. Then go back in here and then play with it more and make it into something. Okay? But you start with just this. You just start with very quick, and I called them 5-second faces because that's all you wanted to spend time on. And then you can go in here and fix them up and play with them, put hair and whatever. Okay. So that's what these faces are. They're my 5-second faces. They start with what I just showed you, or like this. And then I go in there and start, playing with them. I could add some acrylic paint. This one has some collage stuff on it. It's got more acrylic paint. And I just got to be careful what I got my phone number in there somewhere. And so that's what these are. And then go in there with acrylic paint and paint in faces. And again, these are quite old, guys. These are like, 9 years old. But you see what I'm talking about? And I think before I even used Posca, now I like my Posca to do highlights and other things. Yeah, so they're just fun faces. This one started coming apart, so I just put a piece of tape. This one just has a little piece of collage, another piece of collage. See, but this is what they start like. They start like this. Then you go in there with acrylic paint. Now, I guess I could pull some out. I got watercolor. But you have to do acrylic paint. This is acrylic. Watercolor's not going to cover it like this, right? And you just make some fun, funny faces. See? And just paint, just throw some paint on there and see what kind of characters. See what kind of characters you get. I just threw some collage on this one to make, this is going to be its hat. This is going to be its hat right there. Then paint it in. They're just little fun faces. I just call them my 5-second faces because that's how long it took to draw them. But then you can go in there and, you can do other things with them. Get out the paint and I think they're fun. I don't know. I just think you're fun. This is just on the yellow. Again, all the backgrounds were painted. Something similar like these in a comp book. Yeah, you could. This is just, like I said, it's cheap watercolor paper. And do all kinds of shapes. Don't just do one shape. This one I was making the eyes with tires. Make them all different kinds of shapes. And then you can go in there and play. Now this one's kind of, let me see about some watercolor on this one because it's cream color. It's kind of slick. I don't know how much it'll stick, but you can kind of see what you can do. A little heart. Maybe she has a little chin, little cheeks. Yes. I'll clean my brush. Maybe she has blue eyeshadow. Maybe she has a little beauty mark. It's just fun to play, guys. It doesn't all have to be so serious. Okay, so anyway. See, just all kinds of characters. Some old book paper. There's our hippie girl. This one I called Jean because she's a school teacher. So I made this into Jean. Not that Jean has a spider hanging out of her hair, but you know those teachers that, you know, had the big hair, puffy hair. Well, maybe they don't anymore, but yeah. I made this one Jean. So these are my 5-second faces. And a lot of them we've done samples, like, you know, they're darker or harsher because somebody wants to see it better. And we'll go in here and do examples on it. But they're all different. You see how they're all different? Just a couple of loose sheets because I think we're running out of paper. Running out of paper to do samples on. So again, this book is pretty old, although we have done a few things in it since I started it 9 years ago. But most of these were done like 9 years ago, 10 years or 8 years ago. For samples to make people like free up. Don't be so tight. There's our sunburn girl. So she's got on the zinc on her nose and cucumbers on her eyes because she got a little fried out in the sun. Oh, thanks. So just to show you that you can just, you know, play, make little characters and just, I mean, like literally, guys, literally 5 seconds. That's the whole idea. You know, you just do. See, then you go in there and make something with it. But that's the idea, is to draw that fast, like literally 5-second faces. I don't know why we did a bird, because we just want to put a bird on it. I like the zinc. I say, yeah, we made some, like this one's going to be a cat. You know, I don't know if this was going to be a Santa because he's got the big mustache and the beard, and I don't know. But the idea then is to go in and paint on top of them and make them into something, because then you're not afraid. You know, then you're not afraid to make something with. You're not afraid to throw paint on them. That's what I'm thinking of a TV. Like, do you just take random paper? Yeah, it's what this paper is the cheap watercolor paper from Michael's. Well, this is added in there too. I have a couple extras in there, but all the ones that have color on them. What I did is I took the sheet, which is this is a half of the sheet, I guess. I don't remember. I think I cut it in half. Um, well, they're folded in half too, and I just did a wash of acrylic paint over them. Okay, a wash of acrylic paint and let it dry. And it took a whole day. It did take a day. Now this is just watercolor that I have sitting here. Got some headphones on or something. There's my vampire. He got his little teeth. He's got his little his mouth stuck to this page because it's probably was wet. It's probably wet when I closed the book. So it kind of messed him up. Whoops, sorry guys, I bumped into the camera. Get the ink out of these brushes. See, now this is wet, so now when I close it, that's why it's going to stick. So there's a whole book full of them, and I can go back and play with them anytime, or just show you guys what you can do with just playing with just playing with them. But they're not meant to be anything, nothing perfect, nothing, just they're just meant to be, just play. Little cat ears. What else do we have in here? Getting toward the back. So hopefully you'll have some kind of a thing to play with. She has a little more paint on her than some. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd show this to you again. I bring it out every year or so. This one I did with chalk, just to show you could do it with chalk. Just to show you, how to free up, play, not be afraid to just throw something down and see if you can use your imagination. Use your imagination to make something out of it. It doesn't have to be something finished and awesome and, perfect. Let's see, do I have anything else here to show? Here's another one. This was in the magazine here. There's another one of the little quick faces. I don't know if I have any more over here that are in our pile of magazine pages to play with, but just keep some out. Again, you don't have copy them. Just use them for like a shape, an idea. Get the cheekbone right, maybe some extra thick eyebrows or some straight eyebrows, or like this one, I didn't really do it, but the purple and green hair. Let's see, what else do we have here? This one's more of a 3/4 view. There's another one with a 3/4 view, so you can kind of just see shapes. What else did we have here? And don't forget about doing this exercise with the Sharpies. Taking a Sharpie and finding all the shapes and or tracing them. I need to do some, that would be fun to do some nice big braids sticking up out of the hair. Anyway, so I guess I'll let y'all go, guys. I'm kind of out of stuff to do because my room's a hot mess and I didn't have a plan. I just wanted to be able to stream for you today because I'm in the process of redoing my room. My daughter Annie's coming, and her husband and my other grandson are coming the first week of April. So I really want this room done before April. So I said, I better get started. Hi, Scoop, back from walking. Yeah, you walk the dogs? Yeah, I got to get my walk in too. I've been walking, a mile a day. Well, it's actually a little over a mile, but walking every day. And I can probably get it in before Janet comes on, eat lunch, and get my walk in. Okay, so Janet's still going to be on at 1, which is an hour and 20 minutes, 1 Eastern, her and Eileen. So I guess that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you the new books. We didn't get to do this. Let me show you what, Janet, let me show you what I'm doing with this book. This book came with, I think, 3 inserts. The Navi, is that what it is, Janet? The Navi comes with 3 inserts, but they're the cream color. They're the cream color paper, and I wanted white paper in here, so I did 2 different things. I had these other little books, these little hardback journals. Now they're dotted grid, which you might not be able to see on camera, but it's white. And I wanted white paper to do some just some like regular collage, little journaling books, right? But I didn't want them cream color. So I put 2 of those in there, one in the front, one in the back. And then what I did is I cut up some scrapbook papers and folded those in, I think there's 9. I think there's 9 or 10 folded in half to make 1 signature. So I got 2 signatures of that paper in there to do collage on. So I can collage on this. And then I have these 2 little books in here to do journaling on. And what I like about these little books, I think I got them at, was it Michael's or Hobby Lobby? I don't remember. But they have 3 ribbons in them. I love that they had 3 ribbons. So I thought, well, I wasn't using them. They were sitting on the shelf. I said, they're the exact size I need. The exact size I need for this book. Oh, you're welcome, Julian. Hi, by the way. I didn't see you come in. I like the 3 ribbons. So these books were the exact size of the little leather travelers. And it's not the TN, it's not the tall, skinny one. But it's the same thing. It's got the elastics in it. You can get it on Amazon. It comes in orange and red. Janet got the red one. So yeah. So I just repurposed the cover because I didn't like the inserts with the cream color. So, well, thanks everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up on the way out. Are they sewn in or glued? These? No, they're in with the elastics. They're held in with the elastics. These are not sewn or glued. They're individual sheets. They're individual, see? They're individual sheets of paper that I cut down. I rounded the corners with the corner rounder. And they're just 2 signatures of folded sheets. Yeah. That's it. All right, guys. Y'all have a great afternoon. I'll see you at Janet's. I'm going to get a little bit picked up in here and eat some lunch. Yeah, because there's papers all over the floor. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.